This is Eagle Al, and today I'll be talking about the Eagles signing a hidden gem in Shon Stephens. Also, we got to talk about Darius Slay, as this is last year in Philly. And lastly, we're going to talk about Rashad Penny signing with the Panthers. But let's get straight into it. All right, so let's get straight into the topics. Let's talk about the undrafted free agent and Shon Stephens. Shon Stephens tried out for the Eagles. The Eagles, like, you know what? We got to give him a contract now. Here, he's the nephew of Joey Porter Jr., who plays for the Steelers. The guy can flat out play. D2 guy, caught 8 picks the year before, caught 8 picks last year. And the guy could just flat out play. You know what? There's a content creator that can explain better than me on how good Shon Stephens is, but let me play this clip.
What if I told you one of the best defensive backs in the country plays D2? Let me explain. Over the past decade, the NFL has had some stud corners come out of Division II programs. These include Pro Bowlers such as Kenny Moore, Malcolm Butler, and Brent Grimes. Very soon, we'll be talking about current Ferris State DB Shon Stephens being on that list. Last season at West Liberty, Stephens earned All-American honors after recording 37 tackles, 14 pass breakups, and led the nation with 8 interceptions. 4 of those interceptions came in one game against Alderson Broaddus. With these insane numbers, you might wonder why Shon isn't at a D1 school. Well, the truth is, he should be. After taking the 2020 season off to help his mother recover from a heart attack, he committed to Penn State as a walk-on in 2021. But for some reason, he wasn't granted immediate eligibility, which is why he played at West Liberty. After balling out, Stephens had garnered attention from multiple D1 programs, including Purdue, where he planned on committing. But once again, the NCAA wouldn't grant him eligibility. It seems like they're doing everything in their power to try and stop him from making the league. Too bad it won't be enough. For his senior season, Shon just transferred to Ferris State, a D2 program in Michigan. He's gonna put up big numbers again, and best believe NFL scouts have their eye on him already. Plus, I didn't even mention he's cousins with current Steelers cornerback Joey Porter Jr. There's plenty of other players like Shon Stephens who are incredibly talented, but since football media sucks, they only highlight the well-known athletes. So I've brought it upon myself to use my platform to highlight players who aren't getting the hype they deserve. This is Touchback JT. Make sure you follow for more hidden gems.
All right, shout out to Touchback JT. I see most of his reels and stuff on Instagram and on TikTok and stuff, so he's really good at, scouting these undrafted type guys. And he was one of the guys that was on his radar, was Shon Stephens. Again, you heard him. Like, smaller school guys, D2 guys, can become really good in the NFL, like the Kenny Moores and things like that. And Shon Stephens, he believed, is that upcoming guy. And whatever the Eagles seen in the guy, it is true. It's definitely true. The dude could flat out play. Looked like he went through some stuff. The reason why he couldn't really go D1, but he showed out in D2. Eagles thought he was good enough to give a shot to. And look, the sky's the limit for him. Now, when you look at the DB room, it's like, man, we're going to have to let somebody good go. I look at Eli Ricks, who was projected at one point to go first round, but due to, BS, he went undrafted. Showed signs he could be really good in this league. Then you go Keely Ringo. Keely Ringo showed signs towards the end of the season that he's really good because he was developing through the season, to the point even where AJ Brown's like, yo, he got all pro potential. So that's nothing to take lightly coming from a guy like AJ Brown. Then you got Isaiah Rodgers, who was suspended for a year, but people are forgetting about how good he was. Like, at one point, PFF had him rated like the 4th or 5th best corner in the league. Then you got the drafted guys. Quinyon Mitchell. Quinyon Mitchell went first round. Toledo, another small school guy. A baller. Obviously, is going to play because he's first round. I'm not sure what we're going to do with Cooper DeJean. I believe he's going to be a slot corner, but I could be wrong. Maybe he's a safety. Maybe he's an outside corner. I don't know. Then you got Tyler Hall from the Raiders. When his opportunities came up, he showed out. Then you got guys we drafted before, like the Zet McPhersons and stuff like that. But the cornerback room is loaded, and now you add a Shon Stephens in that, and it's like, man, how we was not playing. When he seen how bad the corners were playing, he like, okay, I'm going to fix that room, especially in the passing league. In the passing league, you don't want your corners being bad. But again, the Shon Stephens guy, a baller. All these other corners, straight baller. Of course, I probably even forgot to discuss some corners. And somebody's good is going to get cut, man. And I was listening to LB and Billy might talk about it. It's like, man, when you really think about it, it's going to be a tough cut. But it's like, dang, do you let go Eli Ricks? James Bradbury might be going. Hopefully, Eli Ricks could make it to the practice squad. Maybe, maybe not. And it's like, dang, will he be the odd man now? I hope not. I hope he don't get cut, man. I would say that I like Eli Ricks. Everybody could look at my videos from last year. I really do like the kid, but the Shon Stephens kid, he might be the real deal. He definitely might be the real deal. Well, while I'm on corners, let's talk about Darius Slay. I heard Philly might talk about this too. He said, like, really after the interview, he talked to Slay a little bit. And he was like, yo, Slay, he alluded to like the year coming up might be his last due to the cap hit. This is the year he's going to get his guaranteed money. But you know how GMs are with the cap hit. But this is the first time I heard Darius Slay actually say it out his own mouth. Let me play this clip.
How many more years are you in Philly?
I'm on the guaranteed money one more, but then after that, I won't become a free agent, but you know how that business is.
Yeah, of course.
They ain't gonna want to pay me that high ass cap at the end, so they'll probably do a little something that we might work out. Yeah, I want to play 13. I want to play 13 to 14 years, so at least one more or two more.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, then call it a day and get on this studio life, this streaming life.
Be golfing every day.
Golfing every day, stream every day. I'm gonna golf in the morning, and I'm gonna work out first, golf, stream all day.
Yeah, sound like it'll be his last year. And like I discussed in the last segment, all these corners here, it's time for the James Bradburys and the Darius Slay to go. Now with Darius Slay, what he got to do is, I still think he's the best, or probably the second best corner on the team. We'll see how the matchups go. His time is more mentoring, trying to mentor the young guys that's coming up behind him to take his spot. But we want to play. Darius Slay been in the league for 10 years, going on his 11th, so he want to play like 2-3 more years. I don't think the Eagles holding him for 2-3 more years unless they really, really, really work something out for us to cap hits. And some of these young guys we have high potential on are really not that good. Maybe we'll keep him around, but it sounds like Darius Slay possibly will retire with another team, but that's what usually happens. Come on, Tom Brady retired with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We thought that would never happen, but he did that. So it sounds like Darius Slay might be moving on after this year, but his thing is still play at a high level, but get the young guys ready like a Quinyon Mitchell, who really looks up to him. Pretty sure a lot of young guys on the team look up to him, and he could really help those guys. So Darius Slay is at that point of his career, and you even heard him, like, he's making more business decisions even with hits. So he's older. He probably don't want CTE or permanent injury or anything like that. So he's trying to play the game smart, get as much money out of it. And this is my business, and I'm taking my fandom out of it. Trust me, it's paining me to say this, but gotta look at it through the older player's perspective. So mentoring, protecting his body, making sure he's right, and maybe he's trying to get a ring. He won a ring, and if you're gonna try to get a ring with the Eagles, this is the best year to try to do it, because the Eagles are loaded. Eagles are loaded, man. And if Darius Slay happened to go, I do wish him the best of luck, because Darius Slay was a baller since day one coming to Philly. I know a lot of people hate him for whatever reason, but he's definitely a baller. But let's talk about Rashad Penny, man. Rashad Penny, former Eagle. Well, was he a former Eagle? Signed with the Panthers. And I feel bad for Rashad Penny, because he really never got a shot to show what he got. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. When I see him play, it looked like he didn't have that same burst anymore. Didn't look the same as the guy in Seattle. And that's why the Eagles probably just used him as a backup, just in case. But Carolina will show, do he really got it or not? Do he even make that team or not? But man, I do feel bad for him because he came to Philadelphia, tried to play behind the best offensive line to show what he really got. And I'm happy for him to get another opportunity because he was a baller at one point, and it just didn't work out in Philly, man. It just simply did not work out in Philly for Rashad Penny. Another guy, I wish the best of luck. Just want to touch up on him a little bit because he was somewhat a fan favorite that really didn't touch the field because under every Eagles comment when he was inactive, where's Rashad Penny? Why Rashad Penny isn't playing? Why is Kenneth Gainwell and this guy, above him? Even though I think Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott was better than him. And anytime I said that, yes, my mentions look insane. Now I see him play. I'm like, I don't know what you guys see, but he got a chance to showcase it in Carolina, maybe. But hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about the news today? The Shon Stephens kid. How you think he'll pan out in Philly? Also, Darius Slay last year in Philly. And Rashad Penny. How do we feel about that? But this is Eagle Al. I'm a